Correction to ensure automatic enrollment of without delay upon reaching the age of 70 years. 2. Clarify whether all relevant government officers have been equipped with the necessary tools for effective data collection to ensure automatic enrollment of individuals who have reached the age of 70 and persons with disabilities, and confirm if the request IT system are in place to automatically halt payment to deceased persons. And 3, indicate whether the State Department for Medical Service has considered the possibility of accepting senior citizens and persons living with disabilities from contributing to the Social Health Authority, SHA. Senator Mundigi, Embu County.
Senator Professor Tom Ojenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have 3 statements. The first statement.
The 2024, 2025, or 2025, 2026 BPS. Honorable Speaker, because I would want to save sometimes so that colleagues and be able to join our colleague Senator Betty Montet, who lost their husband, and the motor service is ongoing. I also want to try and save some little time. Honorable Speaker, I just want to go straight to the recommendations, especially the financial recommendations that have been made by the Committee on Finance. Honorable Speaker, I am very happy that most independent offices appeared before the Budget and Finance Committee, and they expressed their frustrations, and they expressed, especially where they feel that the Senate and particularly Parliament should be able to support them so that they can be able to become better in terms of the work that have been apportioned to them, Honorable Speaker. And let me, first of all, Honorable Speaker, start with the Office of the Auditor General. Honorable Speaker, in as much as we draw our mandate from Article 96 of the Constitution of Kenya, and we actually say that we are the body that has been tasked on matters oversight, Honorable Speaker, we largely, as a person who has sat in a watchdog committee, we largely depend on recommendations and the work that is done by the Auditor General, Honorable Speaker. If these offices are not well resourced, you know, I had some people threatening the Auditor General that if you continue unearthing the things that you are unearthing on SHARP, on many other projects of the government, we shall reduce your funding in Parliament. I think that is a very retrogressive statement, Honorable Speaker. It is crowing back into the gains that we've made in terms of our financial prudence, Honorable Speaker. This one being, Honorable Speaker, as Senator Eddy and myself or any other senator sits in any committee, we just take recommendations raw as they come from the Office of the Auditor General. We may want to pray oversight, but do we have the tools as a House, Honorable Speaker? Do we have the expertise, Honorable Speaker? We are just struggling with the oversight fund. We are struggling with our officers who shall be able to help us in our oversight offices in the counties, Honorable Speaker. So the people who can be able to actually help us, because they have the expertise, they have the knowledge, they are continuously trained on these particular matters, Honorable Speaker, it would be the Office of the Auditor General. I am very encouraged that the committee has proposed that they add the Office of the Auditor General 181 million so that they can be able to hire even more and they can be able to employ as much expertise as it would be required. Because, Honorable Speaker, what is 181 million in a budget of 4 trillion? Just an addition so that they can be able to try and protect. Because there are some people whose hands and fingers itch every time they see public resources. Every time they hear and hear the public resources anywhere, be it in the national government, be it in the county government, their fingers itch. Unless you put a very good and strong watchman, Honorable Speaker, they will continue plundering our resources. So I'm very encouraged that this committee, and I would want to encourage the committee of Senator Roba, continue funding and continue listening to these independent offices, Honorable Speaker. They are our last line of defense, Honorable Speaker. Even when occasionally Parliament does not step up on such matters out of our political inclination, sometimes, Honorable Speaker, the independent offices always step up, Honorable Speaker. On this particular issue of SHA, and you know, had the Auditor General not come out, you would not have expected that that truth would come from Parliament. You would not have expected that truth would come from the ministry. You would not have expected that truth would come from the President. So we must continuously fund the Office of the Control of Budget. Quickly, Honorable Speaker, also going to the other one that has been funded, it would be the Control of Budget. Honorable Speaker, I kept, and twice we met the Control of Budget as a committee of this House, Honorable Speaker. I kept asking the Control of Budget. You know, the reason why you hear that your own county, Bomet, for example, I don't know what the pending bill would be or what the pending bills were in 2022 when your governor came in. The reason why you hear that when he came in, the pending bills were 700 million, and right now they're either 700 million or they're even growing, is because they never pay these pending bills. What they do, Honorable Speaker, and it has been aptly put by a colleague here, they will make a requisition that we want to go and pay company X because they supplied goods X, and these are the documents that have been there. The payment process for IFMIS, Honorable Speaker, are 14 or 13 if I'm not correct. So they'll put all your documents to make that requisition from procurement all the way to step number 12, I think, which is called validation. Step number 13 is Internet Banking 1. Step number 14 is Internet Banking 2. Once that requisition comes to the Control of Budget, they'll just look and see. We agreed that in every requisition that I get, there must be an apportion for pending bills. But once that money has now hit the county revenue fund, they do a mischievous thing that they call voiding. They void that transaction. That money that was meant to pay Kamau ends up paying Omondi. That money that was supposed to pay Company Y ends up paying Company Z. And the documents of Company Y will continue being used to draw the money from the consolidated fund, Honorable Speaker, and to confuse the auditor, the Control of Budget, Honorable Speaker. If we don't resource this office so that we can get, Honorable Speaker, a system that the Control of Budget can be able to trail that this money was such an amount, it went straight to the county revenue fund, and that money was used for the specific reason why the money was requested for or the requisition was made for, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, maybe you may know or not that the way our constitution has been made, we are not deficient in the laws that we have. One of the requirements that we have, Honorable Speaker, is that the development budget for every county or even the national government must be at least 30% of the entire budget. Honorable Speaker, people will make a requisition and say that this money, we are using it for development. Once that money hits the county revenue fund, it is again voided. That transaction is voided, and it is used for recurrent, Honorable Speaker. There's no way we can be able to stop this vice, Honorable Speaker, unless the Auditor General has a view, no, the Control of Budget has a view of how this money is moving, right from the consolidated fund to the county revenue fund to the specific account of the specific requisition, Honorable Speaker. If it is X who requested, that money must end up there. I don't want to buttress that point, Honorable Speaker, but it is extremely important. Honorable Speaker, I have seen that there is a proposal to add some money to the Commission on Revenue Allocation, and more specifically, I have seen that they want to try and develop a formula and a system, Honorable Speaker, that will help.
Senator Medu, there is a point of order from Senator Ali Roba.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I regret stopping my colleague from continuing, but he will have time to finish his discussions. I raise pursuant to Standing Order number 41 on quorum during proceedings of the Senate 1 and 2. It seems that we may not be having the right quorum to transact the business of the Senate, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Clerk, confirm that we don't have quorum. The Sergeant at Arms ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes.